Hey, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here. I'm sure a lot of you gamers out there are aware of an old game called Shaq Fu. It is widely regarded and criticized as being one of the worst fighting games and video games in general ever made, featuring bad graphics, bad controls, stupid story, and Shaq. Considering how widely panned the game is, it horrified me to find out that there are people who are actually trying to make a new Shaq Fu game. There right now is an Indiegogo campaign for a new game called Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn. The trailer looked absolutely ridiculous from my perspective. It just looked... Shaq looked like he was on... Well, the CG Shaq looked like he was on steroids. The bad guys in the trailer looked generic. And the tagline at the end, they said, and I quote, "We won't foo it up this time." I'll believe it when I see it. But because just the idea that someone wants to make a sequel to Shaq Fu just boggles my mind. I don't understand why anyone would want to do that. I mean, Shaq really isn't that relevant anymore. I hate to say it, but it's true. Anyways, I want to know what you think of the new Shaq Fu trailer. I've got a link to it in the description below. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on it if you have any. But moving on to updates, I've finished scripting on my top 10 Card Masters list. Editing should begin soon, once I get footage. And it's likely to be a very interesting list, featuring a few obscure games, and a few familiar ones. Also, I'm sure a lot of you who are subscribed to me are also subscribed to Fawful's Minion. And yes, Top 15 Worst Mavericks is still happening. We have been... Now, I've been in touch with Logan for quite some time on this. We are determined to get this done. Hopefully this month. It's actually the first of several collabs I have at least been in talks about. I won't reveal any more of the specifics, but that's going to be something to look forward to. Anyways, user questions. First question comes from Pancakes, and he's trying to be clever by having an @ mark in place of the A. He asks, have you played the Fangame Megaman Rock Force? So far, no, I have not, but I have heard good things about it. I have been watching some episodes of Roll Mithril's blind Let's Play of it. It's looking pretty good. Looks like it's kind of copying the idea used in Mega Man 3 of the Doc robots, somewhat, but not. But instead of the throwbacks to Mega Man 2, they have original Robot Masters there. Gameplay looks as solid as always. Some interesting gameplay gimmicks I've seen. Robot Masters look pretty cool. I might check it out at one point. Looks like one of the better Mega Man fan games. And given that I'm such a Mega Man fan, I might check it out at some point. Next question comes from Yomza344, who asks, have you ever thought of doing a top 10 most disappointing games list? Yes, I have, in fact. As a matter of fact, I actually have it ordered, and I might actually do it at some point. Yeah. Because there are some games that I've played that just really pissed me off, and I really want to let off some steam on those games. You may know at least one or two, maybe a few, if you've been watching my videos closely anyway. But it's the sort of list that everyone could probably do, because let's face it, everyone's been let down by at least one game. Next question comes from Jack Stevenson, who asks, do you think Pokemon Battle Revolution is an underrated game? Well, for me it was, just eh. The online was rather bad, to be honest. But offline, it was pretty decent. Some of the various Coliseums mixing up the way gameplay handles. And at least seeing the Pokemon's attacks in 3D, again, on the Wii. Still, I wouldn't really recommend it seriously, especially since Nintendo Whippic is being disconnected in May. Presumably, I'm thinking to make... Because, as far as I know, one of the few things that people still use Nintendo Wi-Fi connection for is Brawl, and considering that Super Smash Bros. 4 is coming out this year, I'm not so sure that people will be sticking with Brawl once the new Smash comes out. Still think it's a bad move, though. At least there are some possible reasons. That being said, Pokemon Battle Revolution is not the most disappointing Pokemon game I've played. If I make top 10 most disappointing games, I'll let you know which game that is. Next question comes from Jack Stevenson, who asks... No, wait, I just asked that one. Blah, 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 blah. Derp! Next question comes from Mr. Flamin' Watch on Tumblr, who asks, what do you think of the Mega Man Star Force games? Yeah. In a lot of cases, Star Force as a whole is widely regarded as the weakest Pokemon, the weakest Mega Man sub-series. Gosh, I'm not thinking straight today. But in all honesty, I can't hate them. True, that wasn't as complex as its predecessor, Mega Man Battle Network, but on the plus side, it did have quite a bit of character development throughout the series. The battle system wasn't too bad, though it was a simplified version of Battle Networks. But there were some pretty likable characters, especially in terms of character development. And I actually do like the Star Force games. 3, in my opinion, was the best. The second one was the most disappointing for me, but as a whole, I thought the series was at least decent. I enjoyed it. Final question of the day comes from Chris X-212, also on Tumblr, who asks, have you ever watched the League of Legends web animation series La 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 Demacia? Well, there's another web series to add to my watch later list.